Hey guys, so we're here with the live Boom demo app. Spencer's going to walk us through creating an application record on his mobile device.
All right, so typically I do create all the majority of my applications from my phone. Starts right here on our dashboard page. The first thing that we're going to do when a job calls in, typically when a farmer calls me, is the first thing I'll do is click on the blue plus sign right at the top near pending jobs. This opens up the create a job page and gives us the opportunity to either select from a list of existing customers, or in this case, we're going to set up a new customer where you click the new customer button. And today we're going to spray for Honest Abe. And whenever you type their name in, you press save. That adds them to the database. Now, name here is job name or description. Today we're going to be on some burn down is what this farmer's calling about. And of course, like all farmers, he wants us there tomorrow, Saturday. And we're going to go do it. We tell him we'll be there. We schedule him for that date. And in the notes section here, he tells us to be careful of a wet spot in the bottom corner. So we'll just say the bottom end on the south side. That note then will follow through as we continue to create this application so that that information gets passed on to whoever does the application. We submit that application, and now we have created the job. Now within the job, we can create multiple applications. That's where this next step comes in. We touch the blue plus button at the applications, and now we can create an application for Honest Abe. We're going to find our job list here. We see he's the fourth one down here. Click on Honest Abe. And now, since we haven't sprayed for him yet, we're going to have to enter a new field. If we had sprayed for him before, his list of fields would already be in here. So we're going to select new field. So you see how the setup process works. And this is going to be the field that we call Gettysburg. And you will select from the list the customer that you want to apply that field to, so that that information stays with him and on his file through the whole process. Acres. This one is going to be 120 acres. A nice pivot ready to go. And now the latitude longitude portion is where we can actually mark that field and save that field for future reference and the opportunity to apply more. So we're going to go to our maps here, and we're going to just zoom in. For me, when we're spraying a pivot, I like to zoom right in and drop a pin on the pivot point. We can save that latitude and longitude, and now that field is marked and saved in the database going forward. There might be something out there that you can want everybody to remember, like there's a well at the third tower. That way somebody doesn't run into the old wellhead, because, well, no, that doesn't end well. So we save that information, and that information is available every time that you look at this field. Now it brings us back to the create application page because it's a new field. And so we go back through, select Honest Abe burn down, and then we're going to, here's the field that we just added. We select Gettysburg. Now, there's that note that we put in about that field, so that remember each time we bring up the field what it is. There's a portion here for application notes if there's something else you want to put into the guy that's going to be in the sprayer. The next portion here is accounting details. So that means, will this be billed to the customer, the grower? Are you spraying this for the local co-op? Are you just a third-party contract sprayer? Or, you know, others, there's somebody else, maybe you're spraying for the landlord, somebody else that will be billed to, somebody's leasing the property. So here we can just put that it's billed to Johnny. And that will follow through to the billing process later. Your application fee, these are some pre-populated rates that we have in here. I wish I was getting that on every acre, but I'm not. Those rates don't fit what you're doing. You can select other, or you can pre-program your own rates into it. For this one, we're going to say it's $7.50 an acre. Now, the customer provided chemicals portion is for reference as it gets back into the billing portion. Now, did you bring the chemical yourself as the applicator? Are you selling the chemical and the application? Or if you are only putting on material that is supplied by the grower or by another company, you would select yes, that the customer provided the materials. In this case, we're going to say no, customer did not provide materials, which means I brought the chemical with me, and we're going to be doing the whole process here for them. Next, we'll choose the machine. Some of you have multiple machines, different tank sizes. All of that's will be programmed into the app. You'll select the machine that you want. This will help build your load system later as we go. Today, we're targeting weeds and volunteer wheat. And so we can put that into our target pest. Crop right now is just fallow. We're preparing to be planting. We know that we'll be spraying it tomorrow for him. And now we get to the next part of our carrier. You can select whether you're using water or fertilizer as the carrier. We're going to use water as this example. And we're going to say we're going to run 15 gallons an acre of total volume applied. So we'll get down here. This shows us how many total gallons of water would take to do the job. We'll get down here to our chemical portion. Now, this grower asked that we put on a couple gallons of 32 to help with the burn downs. We're going to put on 2 gallons of 32. And we're going to just spray some Roundup. We'll use some Power Max at, let's go 16 ounces, which works out to even gallons and jugs if you're using 2.5s. Now, suppose that you wanted to do, the Crop Scout said to put in 18 ounces an acre, and it comes out to this 16.875. You have the opportunity with this rate calculator that we've built in to click back, maybe even it out to 16 gallons because you have a 1 that you want to use up or a partial. That back calculates your rate so that you know exactly what you're going to be putting on. In this case, 17 ounces is plenty good, so we're going to go ahead and use that up. And then we're going to add in a little surfactant here, and we're just going to use some NIS at 1 quart per 100, which means we need 4.5 gallons per acre. We don't want to have a half a gallon left over. Since it's just burned down, we're going to bump that up to 5, which changes it to 1.1 quarts, which is going to work just fine. So we submit that application.
Before you go ahead and submit that, actually, it was too slow. Inside of the calculator there, though, if you had gone back up and you had looked at the carrier number is being adjusted based on the chemicals that you're putting into the mixture. So that way, if Spencer shows you what the chemicals are that are supposed to go in there, we can see that the total application gallons is still 1,800 in there, but the carrier gallons are less. It subtracted them there. You can see down in the bottom corner that it's 1,539 now. And so we use that value, the total application gallons, and we subtract out the chemicals or whatever in order to give you the carrier. But then we start to mix that with your machine size, and we give you these even loads. Right here at the top of this table, you can see that it says that there's 3 even loads there. And that's based off of the machine size and the total application gallons. So when you're out there that day, you know how many loads it would take rather than taking, 2 loads that are full and then, 1 load that's, just a little bit of product out there and having to go spray it. You can spray 3 even sized loads to make it through the day.
Right. And so if we click on the 3 even loads, it'll show us the even load split is how many gallons of total volume we need in each load. So this one, we will add 80 gallons of 32, 5 gallons, 43 ounces of Roundup, and 1 gallon, 85 ounces of NIS per load and top off the tank in the sprayer to 600 gallons. And that will put us at 3 even loads of 600 to get our 1,800 gallons total solution to be applied to the field. And that is the end of creating an application. If you're not headed to the field right at this time, you click back up here at the Boom logo, and that takes you back to the dashboard, where now we can scroll down and we see Honest Abe's job is here with the field Gettysburg listed at the bottom. As soon as we're ready to go to that job, all we have to do is click back on that name, and it brings back up the information that we need to get loaded for that job. Now let's say that you're going out and you're going to spray for 2 different people on the same day, they're neighbors, but you need to know what to load for everybody. You click on the menu button here at the top, select pick list, and then click select apps. You can now click the applications that you want to have for the day that you're going to do. So for this day, we're going to do Honest Abe, Billy Bob, and John Dozer. So we've selected those 3 applications, and you'll see they have their unique application number tied to each name. You go to Get List, and now it gives us a total amount of material that we need to pick from our facility to take with us to do those 3 jobs. So it's saying we need 2,362 gallons of water. We can calculate when we may need refills or how far that will get us, how much 32, Roundup, everything, no matter what it is. This is just your pick list. Then you can look below and see the breakdown on each job or each application record, what you'll actually need for each guy. But this will help you just get on the truck everything that you need to get loaded and get going.
I'm gonna give it a nice little stop just to hack it up here.